Welcome to the replay. I'm out in the world. I'm not in my office. This is really unusual for my scopes. I am having a fun Friday. Went and got my hair done. Went out for lunch, doing some work while out and about, and I was like, well, I'll be like the cool scopers. I'll scope with something scenic in the background. Although there's traffic in the background, I apologize. I hope that the little headset mic helps with that. So, thanks, Courtney. Thanks. Yep, we're rocker chick red right now. It fades after a couple days, but this is what it looks like fresh out of the fresh out of the salon. So today we are talking transcription because there's some really cool ways that you can use transcription in your writing and your business. So as you guys are coming in, say hi. Courtney's here, I know. Glad to have you. Other people, as you're joining, let me know what your name is, where you're from, what you write. I love to talk about what you write because people write the coolest stuff. I mean, we've got people in here who write travel blogs. We've got people in here who write dissertations on the World Trade Organization. I mean, you guys, you can write on everything. Hello from Colombia. Saludos. If you guys caught my scope yesterday when I was reading, hi Gilbert from Sugarland. Oh, hey, you're just like down the road. I'm in Houston. Yesterday I was reading my daughter's first book that she wrote. Well, my nanny helped her write it, but it was in Spanish, and I was reading it in Spanish. So if any of you actually speak Spanish, I'm sure you were laughing at me. It's still on the replay if you want to catch it. But it was a book about a monster eating a family, and my daughter did the illustrations. It was funny. You do live near Houston. Well, very cool. If we ever have a Houston meetup, we'll get in touch. Alrighty, guys. So, are you ready to hear how transcription can help you in your writing and your business? I've got 3 ways I want to talk about today. The first is to help you get unstuck in your writing. So if you have your... Oh, hold on. Pause. Wait a second. I gotta do the intro. You don't even know who I am. I am Morgan Gist McDonald. I'm a writing coach and editor and an author. And I run my business and my blog out of paperravenbooks.com. paperravenbooks.com. And I know, I forget. Every day I'm like, I'm on Periscope, and everyone knows me. Y'all do not necessarily know me. I do scope every day about writing around the lunchtime hour. Give you guys a little writing inspiration, some tools, some tricks, and then hopefully you can use your lunch hour to do some writing. Or just later today, if you don't have the luxury of a lunch hour. Alrighty, so back to transcription. If you find yourself staring at a blank page and you're like, I need to write on this thing and I don't really know what to write, but I know that there's something in me that I'm trying to get out, but I'm stuck. Start talking. Open up your... Gilbert, I'm a musician, so this will help with your writing. Yes. And it's interesting how different brains operate differently. So some of us want to use writing as a tool to grow our platform or business or whatever, but writing doesn't necessarily come super naturally. Some of us are writers, and it usually comes naturally, but we still get stuck sometimes. So changing the way in which you're trying to get the words out helps. And talking can often be that thing that dislodges the words. So once you start talking, you're just coming at the same concept from a different angle. So what you can do is most smartphones have like a voice memo app, and you can just start recording and then talk to yourself. Explain to yourself why you're having a hard time with this writing. Explain to yourself what it is that you're really trying to say, and just kind of talk it out in a really casual kind of way. And you'll find that if you give yourself at least like 5 minutes with this talking it out kind of way, you will hit on a nugget. You will hit on an idea that you had not come upon before, and you have it recorded. So once you get to the point where you feel like, okay, I've kind of talked this through, I've got some good ideas, you have it recorded, go back and find those aha moments and listen to them again, and kind of type out the phrases that you're using. If there's something that really caught you, type those 3 words and kind of type through, why do those 3 words mean so much to you? Thanks, Candy Apple, I appreciate it. Yeah. So why do those 3 words mean something to you, and kind of unpack it. And you'll find that as you get just a few steps into the writing, then it'll come a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. So yes, Gilbert, awesome. You're welcome. And if you guys are new to Periscope, if you like what you're hearing, you tap that screen, and that sends hearts up, and that lets me know that you guys are loving this. And the comments do too. So comments and hearts, those are awesome. Thank you. All right, so that's tip number 1, get unstuck. Oh, there are the hearts. Thank you. Thanks. Okay. Number 2, transcription helps you write faster. Okay, and this is a trick that people are starting to use more and more, but it'll be interesting to see how it changes the writing world. This is especially helpful if you're on the go a lot. If you're not necessarily sitting right in front of your laptop or desktop for long periods of time, you can dictate blogs or articles or even chapters of a book into a dictation software. And actually, I'm taking scope notes. These are notes that I take during a scope, or actually right before a scope, so that you don't have to take notes. And I post them on my blog, and I will tell you where those are in just a second. Thanks for all those blue hearts. Gilbert, I think. Thank you. Okay, so you talk into a dictation software while you're on the go. That way you can capture those ideas as you're going. And if you are a talker anyway, then this is the perfect way to get that content out so that you can process it. And then, this is important though, you have to set aside specific time later so that you can review the transcript that the dictation software gives you. Okay, so you'll either have to edit or rewrite that transcript, but it gives you a huge step forward in your writing. When you sit down to write, you're not staring at a blank page. You're staring at some idea that you've already talked through, right? So that's a really good way. And in my scope notes, I give you some apps that you can look at. Dragon Dictation is a really popular one for iOS, as is Voice Assistant, and then Evernote. And if you follow me on YouTube, you know that I love me some Evernote. Evernote also has a dictation component. Courtney says, do you have to buy a dictation device or is it an app? They're apps. Yeah, there are some really great apps. Dragon Dictation is the one that I hear the most about. So they're on the scope notes. I posted links for you too, so you can go get those. Good tips. Saludos. Peru. Nice, nice. I went to Chile for 1 week. Went to Santiago for 1 weekend. It was beautiful. No, that's Chile. I'm terrible with geography. I've not been to Peru. My sister went to, not Lima. I'll think of it. I'll let you know. But I want to go to Peru. Okay. Third way you can use. So first way was helping you get unstuck and write more. Does it help to take, this is Gilbert, does it help to take a little break and come back to do it with a clear mind? You don't have to wait. Actually, I think the transition between talking and writing is enough of a gear shift in itself. You can take a break, but I don't think it's mandatory. If you're in a groove and you've been talking it out, go straight into writing and ride that energy. I will say, when you are writing and you're really stuck, don't try to push through that writing. Take a break and then come back to writing. But if you're going to switch gears into talking, I think that's enough of a shift that you can transition straight from writing to talking and talking to writing. But that's something that you got to experiment with. Okay, so number 1 was transcription can help you get unstuck. If you talk it out, you might be able to uncover what it is that you're really trying to say. Yeah, sure, you're welcome. Hey, Ron, nice to see you. Number 2 helps you write faster. Number 3, and this is especially important for you guys who are starting businesses or trying to build platforms with your writing, transcription helps you to repurpose your audio or video content into SEO-tastic transcripts. Hey, Ron. Okay, so let me kind of explain what this is. So if you are a writer, and I assume if you're on this Periscope that you are a writer, and you are serious about creating a platform that impacts readers and brings you in some money, because that is a really nice part of building a platform, then you need to do more than just write. Thanks, Ron. Thank you for sharing on Twitter. You need to be creating content on other platforms, not just your blog, not just your books, not just your articles that you send to magazines or journals or whatever. The written stuff is great, but you got to take it up a level, and you got to go to Periscope or podcasting or YouTube to get the message out in different ways, because people are consuming content in a variety of ways depending on what fits their lifestyle. Some people like YouTube, some people like Periscope, some people like podcasts, some people like just reading. And so transcription helps bridge that gap. You have a lot of writing content, but once you start producing the audio and video content, then you get a transcriber. And this is where I would recommend that you actually bring someone in and to do the transcription for you. The Dragon dictation software and stuff is great if it's for your own purposes, if you are going to go back and edit or rewrite that stuff. But if you are trying to create a workflow where you're creating content and then going to use the transcriptions on your website to build your platform, bring in a transcriber, because otherwise you're never gonna be able to transcribe your stuff. Ron, different age groups hang out in different social media sites. That is very true. Yeah, so, oops, sorry, someone was angry behind me. Okay. That never happens in Houston. No one ever honks their horn. It's very strange. We moved from Brooklyn, and Brooklyn was like, if you went 5 seconds without hearing a horn honk, that was really bizarre. And now, like, I might go 5 weeks without hearing a horn honk in Houston. It's kind of awesome. People are really patient drivers here. It's bizarre. Side note, sorry, this is what happens when I broadcast outside. I get distracted. Okay, so if you are using, hi Chivas, thanks for joining. Where are you tuning in from? Let me know. Okay. Bring in a transcriber to take over the content for you, because as a writer, you're producing written content. As a platform builder, you're now producing audio and video content, and it's a lot of work. But your most important value-added contribution is your writing, your content that you are bringing to the table. You're from Saudi Arabia. Nice to have you. Is the content that you are bringing to the table. And so I do not want you wasting time transcribing your own stuff to put it out there. You bring in a transcriber who does this professionally. They know all these tips and tricks for doing it fast, they have all these keyboard shortcuts, and they know how to make it sound smooth and readable. And there are two benefits to transcriptions. One is that you are allowing people who like to consume written content, Ron, yes, time consuming, right? You're allowing people who like to consume written content to continue to consume the content in a written form. Right? So if they know you're producing podcasts and Periscope videos and YouTube videos, but they like the written stuff, they know I'll just go straight to those transcripts and I'll digest it the way that I like to. Thank you, Chivas. And thanks for those hearts. I appreciate it. 2, SEO, search engine optimization. If you have spent 3 days in online marketing business, you know that search engine optimization stuff is huge. This means when someone goes in, okay, right, let me take an example. I'm a writing coach and editor. When someone goes into Google and searches writing coach or editor or writing help, I want my name to pop up in that Google search, right? That's how my business finds new clients. That's one of the avenues. If you are a writer of a particular genre, when someone types in, science fantasy books or whatever your particular niche genre is, you want your name and your website to pop up. The only way that happens is if Google sees lots of those keywords in your content. So imagine if you were producing Periscopes and YouTube videos and podcasts and you're using those words over and over again, how many times do you think I've used writing in this Periscope broadcast? Like a trillion, not really, like 30 probably. But when my guy Frank transcribes it for me, we're going to put that on my website, and Google's going to see, this word writing, this word editing, this word coach keeps popping up, and it's going to rank me higher. That's how SEO works in layman's terms. I'm not a professional in SEO, but that's just what I picked up from my time running a small business. So you get yourself a transcriber. I will give you the contact information for my guy, Frank. He's awesome. He does all of my transcripts for Periscope. Gotta go, Ron. Ron says gotta go. Put this on my website. Thank you, Ron. And there are scope notes. So go check those out. And there will be transcriptions soon. So let me flip you around. I'm actually going to show you where I keep my scope notes on my website. And you can always find these because you don't have time to take notes. I hope you don't. I'm sitting outside. I hope my internet is working okay. Yes. So, to recap, 3 ways that you can use transcription in your writing. 1 is to get unstuck. If you're staring at a blank screen and you don't know what to write next, sometimes talking it out is the best way. Oh, thanks, Gilbert. Thanks for letting me know. Sometimes talking it out is the best way. If you record it, you can always go back and find those aha moments, those key phrases that meant something to you, and you can use those as your starting block for getting back into your writing. Number 2 is to write faster. So if writing is a really long, slow process for you, maybe talking it into a dictation software would be helpful and faster. but that requires that you set aside some specific time to revisit that transcription and either edit it or rewrite it. Number 3 is to grow your platform or business, and that is by getting on these Periscope, YouTube, podcast stuff, doing this audio video content, and then having someone transcribe it so that your readers will have a chance to read it if they like to do that, and SEO, Google, will love you. Okay, let me flip you around real quick and show you something. Alrighty, this is my website where I post all good things. See if it'll focus. There we go. paperravenbooks.com. I'm in the bit of a business transition, so it still says editing down there. But the website is paperravenbooks.com/Periscope. You'll see, if you scroll down this website, you'll see all these replays. Oh my gosh, that was the second time I heard a honk in Houston, ever, I think. So those are the replays, but you'll see this week, I have not gotten to the replays yet. I post this. Here's today's. Using transcription in your writing and in your business. If you click Scope Notes, it opens up my Evernote file where I was taking notes. Literally, it was taking too long to load. Just take my word for it. Oh, there it is. So it has all this stuff right now for you, plus links. Thanks, Megan. Glad you like it. Well, I'll come back to it in a second. Okay, but you also see, these are not live yet, I've got transcripts down here. That means if you like to consume Periscopes through transcript instead, you can go find my transcripts for my scopes. And Google loves my transcripts. That's the point. Okay, here's the scope notes, and you can see there's like my my transcribers website there, and then here's some apps if you are interested in using them. They've got links to those too. So, paperravenbooks.com/Periscope. Alrighty guys, I hope that was helpful. And I hope that you have a good Friday afternoon and a good weekend. And I am sending you lots of positive energy and vibes for writing, and do some good work. Get some word count on there. If you were watching yesterday, you know that you need to track your word count. And you have to go, Gilbert. Yep. Thank you. And I might scope a little bit this weekend, but definitely on Monday we're going to come back. We're going to do some more writing scope. So hit the little Perry guy down there and hit follow. And that way you will catch the next scope on writing, and we'll get you writing. All right, everyone. Thank you, Megan. Thanks. Actually, I just got it done like an hour ago. But yes, I love my hair also. It's fun. All right, guys. And feel free to hit me up on Twitter. I'll be on Twitter over the weekend at Morgan G. Mac. And I will catch you next time for a writing scope. Alrighty, bye.